Welcome to Slow News Day Live. My name is Steve Boykin, and I am here in lockdown Boulder Creek, California. And it is the 10th anniversary of the release of Collateral Murder. And Andrew, my co-host at the Free Assange Vigil, has put together a little mashup commemorating this that we're going to go ahead and play here real quick, and then we'll talk about it once it's through. It's about 4.5 or 5 minutes, and it's just fucking necessary because we're 10 years removed from it. So if Josh will please roll tape on that, we'll get right at it.
You're clear. All right, firing. Line here. Let's phase line out. Let me know when you get it. What you? Light them all up.
202 traffic, 260.
Come on, fire. Hey, Roger. Keep shoot. Keep shoot.
Bushmaster 2-6. Bushmaster 2-6. We need to move time now.
All right, we just engaged all 8 individuals.
A whole street covered with bodies. The reaction to that was nice.
Yeah, look at those dead bastards. Nice. 2-6, Crazy Horse 1-8.
This tape from me and the other people involved made nice a dirty word. So we just couldn't see something as being nice anymore when a whole street covered with carnage is nice.
Ethan McCord was one of the first soldiers to reach the scene of the killing. Here he speaks to an audience in the United States.
Myself and the team of soldiers I was with began running in the direction where we heard the Apache fire.
Let's shoot. Thank you.
I was not even close to prepared for the carnage that I was about to walk onto. I saw what appeared to have been 3 men on a corner.
Got that big pile of bodies to the right on the corner.
We got dismounted infantry and vehicles. Over.
It was an extreme shock to my system. They didn't look human. Then there was the smell. The smell was unlike anything I've smelled before. A mixture of feces, urine, blood, smoke, and something else indescribable.
Now, Bushmaster, we have a van that's approaching and picking up the bodies. Request permission to engage.
Bushmaster 7, Roger. This is Bushmaster 7, Roger. Engage.
1-8, engage. Clear. Come on. Clear. Clear left. Oh yeah, look at that, right through the windshield. 208 for 4, we call frequency. Yeah, just drove over a body. Yeah.
Crying. I hear crying. Not cries of pain, but that of a small child who had just woken up from a horrible nightmare.
Yeah, it looks like we got...
I saw that there was a minivan, and the cries appeared to be coming from it. Myself and another soldier, a 20-year-old private, walked up to the passenger side van and looked inside. The private that I was with reeled back, began to vomit, and quickly ran away. What I saw when I looked in the van was a small girl about 4 years old on the passenger side of the bench seat. She had a severe belly wound and was covered in glass.
Roger, we need a evac this child. She's got a wound in the belly.
The glass was in her hair and also in her eyes. Next to her, half on the floorboard, with his head resting on the seat, was a boy about 7 years old. He wasn't moving, and from the severe wound to the right side of his head, my first thought was that he was dead. In the driver's seat was who I immediately concluded must have been these children's father by the way he was hunched over the children in a protective manner. The whole time thinking, fuck, what the fuck, these are babies.
Hey, I need to get the brass to drop ramps. I got a wounded girl. We need to take the rest of mine.
Oh, it's their fault for bringing their kids to a battle. That's right.
See, my son was born May 31st, 2007. I had yet to see him. And I had a daughter who was barely older than this girl. The medic radioed in that the little girl needed to be evacuated because there was nothing else he can do here. I handed the child to the medic, who then ran the girl to a waiting Bradley armored vehicle. I walked back to the van. I don't know why. I looked inside the van again. Did the boy just move? Holy shit, the boy just moved. I grabbed the boy from the van and held him against my chest. I was screaming at this point, "The boy's alive, the boy's alive." I started running to the Bradley in hopes that it wasn't leaving. At this point, the boy looked up at me. Then his eyes rolled back, and my heart sunk. "It's okay, I have you. It's going to be okay. Don't die, don't die." I squeezed him a little bit tighter. I put him into the Bradley as gently as I could.
Can you tell battalion that 2 civilian children casualties are coming back to Ressamai and the Bradley over? Roger, that's a negative on evac and the 2 civilian kids to Rusty. They're going to have the IPs will take them to a local hospital, over.
"What the fuck are you doing, McCord?" It was my platoon leader. "You need to quit worrying about these fucking kids and pull security," he screamed.
Sorry about that. So in the ensuing 10 years from that video, where did we go? We've only expanded our global military presence. We've only expanded the reach of our surveillance state. We've expanded our propaganda efforts to the point to where halftime during a football game is a military recruiting commercial. And the reason is instead of looking at WikiLeaks and Chelsea Manning and Julian Assange as people in an outlet that need to be held up in front of everyone as how media should operate, how publishers should deal with classified material, and that whistleblowers should be heralded as heroes. We've locked them up, we've tortured them, we've subjected them to whatever horrors the American judicial system can throw at them, as well as in Julian's case, multiple world governments. I put out a tweet that April 5th today should be Chelsea Manning Day, and we should celebrate that by sharing information that exposes murderous regimes, and we should surround the halls of power of these murderous regimes. And I believe that to be true. I think that without our presence, we're giving consent. Without our just extremely vocal reactions to no, I don't want this to be done in my name, we're giving consent to that. And I honestly don't think that most people want to live inside a murderous empire, although people being people, if you gave them the choice between that and living outside of it as a target, they would probably pick the confines of the empire. I don't know if you guys got a chance to, at least for me, it was at 9 o'clock this morning. There was a Zoom stream with Nozomi Haise and Christian Ramson and I think Alice Wright. But they were breaking down Collateral murder, and to hear it coming from the now editor of WikiLeaks, and to hear Julian talk about it in that clip, in terms of how the word nice became a curse word to them, at least gives you an idea of the level of humanity in that room, as opposed to the newsrooms on CNN or on the BBC, where they're basically high-fiving each other every time a U.S. bomb goes off. 10 years is definitely multiple lifetimes for the kids in that clip that got shot. Definitely a long time for what's his name? I have his name here somewhere. The guy who just spoke. Where to go? God damn it. think his name's Evan Gould, but I'm not 100% on that. Ethan McCord. I don't know where I got Evan Gould from. Ethan McCord. That's the the young man that you saw running in that clip with the kid in his arms, who died in his arms because this man, Ethan McCord, because his own teammates had a field day lighting up everyone that you saw get in the crosshairs on there. We live in a fucking cartoon when the only two people that have ever gone to prison as a result of that video coming out aren't the pilot and the gunner, not the NCO who authorized the kill orders, not the people who authorized invading that country for no other reason than we wanted to control the heroin trade. The only two people that have gone to prison over the release of that video are Chelsea Manning and Julian Assange. That makes me incredibly fucking angry. Drufus fought with two people close to me yesterday over this. Their point of view are some things are better to be kept secret. Yeah, because, you know, it's not in the interest of people who claim to be free or claim to have a representative government to want to know what that government does in their name. That's fucking ridiculous. It is. There's an old line that's recounted through numerous books, television, and film that government should be afraid of their people and not the other way around. And that is 100% true. And right now, on the 10th anniversary of the release of Collateral Murder, I'm going to go ahead and I guess I'm going to share the screen because I haven't sent it over to Josh and I didn't know if I was going to or not. Yeah. There it is. There was a fucking drone flying over Manhattan today telling people that they needed to be to keep on their fucking social distancing. That's real. That's real. I'm going to play it again. What the fuck? Like, are you kidding me? Orwell was a pussy. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say about that. I mean, I knew that it was coming, and I knew that a couple of weeks ago, the Chula Vista Police Department down outside of San Diego had purchased a couple of drones that they were going to attach speakers to for the exact same purpose. Jerupus drone skeet will be my 2020 Summer Olympics program. That's fucking, I mean, you're not the only person saying the exact same kind of stuff, man. You're not. I saw an article from The Hill this morning that I forgot to share, but it was on their front page this morning. Surveillance drones in major cities all across the world. We've now got the "for your safety" and "we thank you for your cooperation for obeying everything we fucking tell you to do" drones. Like, I saw drones that were supposedly disinfecting public spaces on that Hill post today. Like, We live in a fucking cartoon. This is fucking ridiculous. It's nuts. And yeah, that's a totally real thing that happened. There's a police drone flying over parks in Manhattan with the super cheesy authoritarian commands punctuated with, you know, for your safety and for your family's safety. If the rollout of more authoritarianism and the rollout of a fucking police state takes place before any real assistance comes to the people who are going to need it most, then the pandemic is being used as cover to roll out those authoritarian measures. There's just no fucking way you can look at what is going on and come to a different conclusion. We've had 10 years to digest what happened in Collateral murder. We've had 10 years to figure out, you know, what kind of citizens we want to be. And a number of us have banded together, and the number of us have you know, decided to become information activists, or at least try and spread the work that WikiLeaks has done and a number of other independent journalists have done. But there's not enough of us. There's not, when we've got police drones flying around doing that shit. I think that drone skeet will become a very popular spring and summer sport. I do. I'm not personally going to advocate that because, you know, we're in the middle of a live stream right now. That would be wrong. However, I'm not going to try and actively snitch on or stop anyone from participating in some good old-fashioned drone skeet. This is fucking out of hand. And it's out of hand because the vast majority of the people are propagandized to the hilt and driven by fear. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. I just wanted to make sure that we marked the 10th anniversary of Collateral murder. If you go to the WikiLeaks site, there's an almost 20-minute long presentation breaking down each and every bit of Collateral murder. Some of that is in John Pilger's, or a couple of different of John Pilger's documentaries. The clip that we saw, you can find on the Don't Extradite Assange Campaign WikiLeaks Lockdown playlist. We do have Action for Assange has permission to use all of that footage. We're working on putting together our teach-in materials and are going to be interspersing not just that bit about Collateral murder, but there's just so much content on there that is just totally worth watching. Don't Extradite DEAcampaign.com, I think. And then you can find the WikiLeaks Lockdown playlist there. There are a ton of documentaries, as well as every episode of Julian's show in 2012 on RT, and a number of different speeches. I recommend it. I do. That's going to do it for the day. I will be back tomorrow. I'm not sure who I'm interviewing yet. Tuesday, I'll be interviewing Johnny Axum, who is a friend of the show and a friend of the Assange Vigil. I will also be having a conversation with Rogue Financial Advisor, Caleb Lawrence, who's here in Santa Cruz County. He's going to help me understand just how well fucked and far from home we are because of this coronavirus legislation. Thursday, I will be sitting down and having another conversation with Whitney Webb. And I always look forward to those. Whitney's been on the show a number of times, and it's been a fascinating talk every single time. So until then, folks, I'm Steve Poikinen. This is Slow News Day, and good luck to us all.